Hello. Today I'm going to go over homework 5. And homework 5 is about table 3.4.2 in the textbook. In table 3.4.2, as I explained in class, it contains like 16 different regressions, different analyses. Results are collected into one table. So it's very much involved work to replicate this table, and we are going to do that here. The the topic of this table is about the effect of childbearing on mother's work, mother's labor supply. So remember, the dependent variables were either a binary variable, which is employment, like whether mother is working or not, and hours worked, which is a censored variable because it is always non-negative, and there are observations at 0. On the other hand, the regressors, the independent variables, include some basic control variables like this. Control variables are specified here. And also the key variable we are interested in is the number of children. So you may just use the number of children, or you may use more than 2 children as a binary variable. At the same time, we run the analysis for different samples using full sample or restricted sample, which is the group that's more likely to work, right? Uh, so we study the how the and then we study the difference between OLS, the linear regression model, and probit or tobit, which is a nonlinear variation of the regression model. So like this, we are going to consider two different dependent variables, two different independent variables, and two different samples, and two different models. So 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. So there are in total 16 different analysis should be done to make this table. So that's the main purpose of this homework. And this homework will be particularly more difficult. I guess it will be much more difficult than uh, any homework we have done so far. So uh, if needed, stop the video and refer to the textbook or any other materials about the probit and the tobit, the nonlinear models. So you should remember why we are doing this and what's the the difference between the probit and the OLS, the linear and the nonlinear models. So let me start. Let me go to the homework. In this homework, the due date is Sunday, May 1st. And I guess this is the last homework. This year, we went a little bit slower than before. So I think we don't have time for homework 6. So this will be the last one. But so this is pretty uh, pretty difficult, pretty much advanced in terms of the techniques and the amount of the work. Uh, and in this homework, the data will be given. I post the data to on Blackboard, so I downloaded the data already, but you should download your data from Blackboard, which is posted with this homework, and then save the data in the folder that you are going to use. Okay, and then there is no data cleaning tab here. Let me change the directory first. I'm going to use this directory, and I'll open to file, and let's see. Excuse me. 5. by. Today is April 13, 2022. Like this. I will start coding. Change the directory. Change the working directory and use homework5 and open this file, or you may just open file like this and copy this to your to file. Same thing. And then when you open the data file, you see these variables. They are already cleaned variables. Let me explain what they are. So the variables are, so there are two variables. Two of them will be used as the dependent variables. Y on the left hand side. So worked M. So the last word M, last letter M stands for mother. So worked, whether the mother worked or not. So it is binary because it takes 1 or 0. 1 if worked, 0 if not. And hours, mother, is mother's working hours per week last year. So it's sensor variable. Working hours can be 0 or positive hours, but cannot be negative. And like a significant probability of mothers have actually 0. And as the control variables, we consider kid count, literally the number of kids, and the data only include women with 2 or more kids, right? And mother's age, M age, and M first age. That it is the mother's age at the first birth. The first kid was born when mother was certain age. And black, Hispanic, white, other. It's race, dummies. So there are 4 different categories: black, Hispanic, white, other. And this is mother's education dummy: high school graduate, some college, and college graduate. So there are 3 categories. So we are going to use these 2 dependent variables, and these 4 variables, actually more than 4, including the dummies. These variables will be the baseline covariates. They are control variables. We are going to include them whenever possible. And our main interest is on the relationship between number of kids on mothers working, right? So that's what we are going to do. Let's go to the first analysis. In the first analysis, we are going to use binary outcome, which is worked M. Worked M, whether mother worked or not, is a binary variable. So we are going to study that with respect to the kids count. Let me, before doing the main work, I'm going to show you what's going on there between Y variable is worked M. It was not easy to so you see, this is the scatter plot. So scatter plot is pretty weird. It's not the typical scatter plot you see. So on the horizontal axis, I used count of kids, number of kids, and on the vertical axis, I use whether mother works or not. So 0 is not working, 1 is working. So there are only 2 values on the y-axis, right? And also on the x-axis, the number of kids is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're integers, always they're integers, and it looks like it's one dot, 1 point. Actually, there are a lot of observations like accumulated here, right? So every imagine how many observations, how many households would have two kids and non-working mothers. There are a lot, and all of them have the same observations. So it looks like 1 point, but actually there are a lot of points on the same point, on the same spot. So the scatter plot is pretty weird. So it's really hard to see what's going on here. But this is because the y variable is binary. Binary variable has this kind of weird scatter plot. So scatter plot does not help that much. Okay, I'm going to stop here, and in the next video, I will start working on this part. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.